Welcome to another episode of Mukbang Monday.
Mukbang Monday. So what do we have to eat today?
We have pasta
Okay.
mixed with
Corn on the cob.
Orrington Farms, I forget.
Orrington Farms
There's
vegan chicken broth.
Vegan chicken broth.
Okay.
We got Gardein chicken strips. We've got a mixed vegetable medley of carrots, corn, and asparagus.
You mean broccoli?
Yeah, I mean asparagus. And sundry amounts of spices, which include a little TVP, just a dash, a dash of flax meal stuff, because I was trying to thicken it into a more gravy consistency. It did not work out as well as I could see. If you can see that, it's sort of drippy. And what else? Salt, pepper, oregano, onion, garlic, and that's it. The linguine.
Smells absolutely amazing. I was sitting back in the bedroom working on my computer, and I could smell it cooking while John was making it. It smells amazing.
And tamari, because I can't go anything without.
Because you gotta have tamari. At least in this house, apparently, you gotta have tamari. Okay, and Nick is putting a little bit of the Follow Your Heart dairy-free Parmesan style cheese on his. So this is what it looks like on our plate. You may have seen something like this before. We did have this in one of our recent What I Ate in a Days, and we liked it so much that John recreated it for our mukbang today.
Yes, I did.
Yep.
So we're gonna go ahead and dig in, and I want to thank one of our viewers named Sarah Mockingbird is her name here on YouTube. She gave us our recommendation for our topic today, and that is going to be careers. What did we want to be when we grew up? What do you want to be when you do grow up? And yeah, this should be an interesting topic because I had a lot of ideas growing up. So, I don't know, Nick, do you want to start? What do you want to be when you grow up? That might be the best, most interesting topic here. What do you want to be when you grow up?
A football player.
You're going to be a football player in the NFL? Okay. Is that it? Do you have a team you want to play for?
The team I really want to play is the Panthers.
The Carolina Panthers. That's Nick's favorite team.
In the whole wide world.
In the whole wide world.
In the whole wide world. Okay.
This is really good. So, if you don't make it to play football, is there anything else you're interested in?
Wrestling.
Wrestling? Is there anything you're interested in that's not sports related? Do you want to work in a restaurant? Do you want to do math? I know those are things you like.
Work in a restaurant.
Nicholas really likes the idea of cooking. He's started cooking some. He doesn't cook too much just yet.
Yep.
But he likes the idea of working in a restaurant, don't you?
Yep.
Now, what do you want to do? Do you want to be a cook? Do you want to be a waiter? Do you want to be the person who owns it and runs it? What do you want to do?
The owner.
You want to be the owner.
What's the owner do again? I didn't hear.
The owner walks around and says, "This is my place and I love it."
It's not quite that. I'm sure it's not.
Not quite that easy. I'm sorry to anybody who owns a restaurant. I know it's very, very difficult, but trying to explain it all to someone right here might not be that easy.
This ordering thing.
Oh, you want to be a waiter?
Yeah. Wait.
Okay.
Yeah. To get your order.
That sounds like fun. Do you know that Mommy used to be a waitress a long time ago when you were a baby? I didn't last very long. I think I made it, like 4 weeks?
Yes. What?
Yeah, I think I made it like a month. I didn't last very long. Didn't work out well. Actually, it was before you were born. We were still living in the other town.
Yes.
It was before Nicholas was born. I didn't make it very long.
No. I was not really recalling.
No. Now I'm thinking about it. I think it might have been when Neil was a baby
It was.
or a toddler.
And the restaurant is now out of business.
Yeah.
Twice out of business.
The restaurant's now closed. But what did you want to be when you grew up, John?
Who?
What did you want to be when you grew up? Inquiring minds want to know.
Let me guess. Chef guy.
You think Dad wanted to be a chef?
Yeah. Chef.
I don't think
do
Dad
a
wanted
lot
to
of
ever be a
tricks.
chef.
No, I never.
Dad
really
do some tricks.
I do some tricks. I have done some tricks, I should say.
Dad likes cooking now, but I don't think he always liked cooking.
No. Well, I didn't.
What is this onion?
Possibly. There are onions in it.
But I don't see any onions for me.
Lucky you.
Look at my dad.
Yeah. Anyhow, I don't really, I mean, I know it's only been about 40 years since I wanted to do that, but I'll be honest with you, I guess I always wanted to be a farmer.
Seriously?
Probably, that's probably the easiest one for me to recall. My grandparents were farmers, and
No, honey, get down.
I always admired that lifestyle, even though it was a lot of work.
Down.
They sort of kept to their own. They walked to the beat of their own drummer.
No.
And one of my infamous stories about my grandparents is that my grandmother never really liked the whole daylight savings time. So she would never switch. And because she was
Switch. Nope.
she would never switch, and because she was a farmer, she really didn't need to switch. I mean,
And cows don't care.
the cows only care if they get milk twice a day, and I guess for further clarification, she was a dairy farmer.
Yeah. Not exactly vegan, but she was a dairy farmer.
She was a dairy farmer.
I know.
She did love all her animals very dearly.
She would feed them chocolate bars.
Chocolate bar. Oh,
Yes.
Oh.
She feed them chocolate bars.
Oh, tell me about your grandfather.
Yes, my grandfather had such a very close. I mean, not close, but the cows. I don't know. He had a way with the animals.
This is a good relationship. Hey, get down.
He never had to. He never chased the cows. He would just call them, and they would come in. And it was very idyllic. It's what when somebody says, what is the ideal farm? It's the place where humans have a good relationship with the animals, and the animals have a good relationship, and everyone has a good relationship with the earth, and everything's used to the fullest extent, and what's not used is set aside and somehow brought back into life. That's all big. It was always a neat process. So, yeah, I think I still carry that around with me a little bit today, as I teach. I teach special education. I know that's what I do now. And I think sometimes I'm a very idyllic. I have a very idyllic nature when it comes to teaching special education, and maybe that's why I'm good at it, or people tell me I'm good at it.
Now get out of here.
Because I constantly believe that my students can achieve what I'm asking them to with the correct amount of support, and that's all I ever seek to do.
Yeah, but this is a little one.
Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to be when you were growing up?
I don't know. I always had
I know what your mom always said she wanted you to be.
My mom wanted me to be an engineer.
Engineer.
Yep.
I did have a very good head for tearing things apart. I don't think she'll ever really forgive me, but when I was, I don't know, when I was very young, I got a remote control car and I tore it apart.
When you were a kid.
Yeah. And instead of like, you know, normal kids, you just play with it till it breaks. No. It was just really cool. Probably very fast for its time. Remote control car, and I tore it apart. I tore lots of things up. No.
On purpose.
On purpose. I was given a set of tools by my grandfather, and I used them.
Grandfather.
My other grandfather. And I used them to dismantle it. Or disassemble.
Figure out how it worked.
Yeah. And being a child, I really wasn't careful in its dissection, and yeah, it was not able to go back together again. Pardon me. So,
there's still more in there if you want some more. So, anything else you wanted to be when you were growing up?
no, I think that's probably about.
Mom, what do you need to grow up?
I wanted to be a lot of things when I was growing up. In fact, I still want to be a lot of things when I grow up. Because I'm not grown up yet.
Boing.
Let's see, my furthest back memory of the first thing I wanted to be when I grew up was I wanted to be a ballerina.
Ballerina! Out of here.
I never took dance lessons. I'm actually one of 6 children, and there was no real spare money around when I was little. So I never took dance lessons, but I wanted to be a ballerina. I would always like twirl around and do stuff like that. And one of my grandfathers used to call me his little ballerina, actually, when I was probably under 6, like between the ages of like 3 and 5. Yeah, that didn't last long. Then I wanted to be a gymnast, and I did actually take some gymnastics classes. I wanted to be a gymnast because I was growing up in the 80s, and I loved to watch the Olympics. I forget what year it was, but women's gymnastics was huge in the 80s.
Yeah.
So I want to be a gymnast.
A lot.
Then let's see. I continued to get older.
Older and older and older.
There was a whole phase of my life where I believed that I was going to be the next Madonna.
Madonna.
Because I love singing. And I used to be good at it. Now that I've gotten a little bit older, my voice is not quite what it once was. But I believed I was going to be the next Madonna. Or the next Cyndi Lauper. Because, you know, it was the 80s. Then, let's see, probably next I wanted to be an actress. I believed I was going to be a famous actress in Hollywood. Because, you know,
You can do that.
I can do that. Let's see. I think here I stand about, 30 years later. A part of me still wants to be a famous actress. I do.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, like a Kathy Bates or something.
So
It could happen.
You want to be a dramatic actress.
An actress. So anyway, you know, let's see. As I grew up and I actually got into high school, I threw around a lot of different ideas. I was really, really good at math and science. I threw around the idea of going to like medical school I threw around the idea of being an accountant, and actually that was my first major in college, was
Dad,
accounting.
can you pass me a napkin?
Because I was really good at math and science. Probably my dream job in high school though was I wanted to be a marine biologist. Like that was my dream. I wanted to be a marine biologist.
A lot.
I did a lot. I wanted to play with animals. I mean, not play with animals, but I wanted to take care of animals, and I still love animals to this day. And I love the ocean. I love being in water. And I really, really, like, I even wanted to be a marine biologist so much that I actually looked into it just, about 5 years ago or so.
Yes.
I looked into what it would take to go back to school to be a marine biologist, even now, you know, in my 30s. Unfortunately, they don't get paid very well. So if there's any marine biologists watching this video, I would love to be with you. And I'm sorry, you deserve to get paid more. Because they really don't get paid very well. If you don't know how much they get paid, go out and Google it. It's not very well at all. Especially taking into account the amount of school you need to be a marine biologist. So,
Excuse me.
those are just some different things I wanted to be in high school. Like I said, my first major in college was accounting. By the time I got to my senior year in high school, I was really burned out with school. I just needed a break, and I didn't take a break year. I forgot. I don't know what the popular term is that they're calling it now. I don't know. A year off. We didn't really do that in the late 90s. I graduated high school in 97, so we really didn't have that break year between high school and college. You either went to work or you went to school. My parents were pretty adamant that I went to school, so I went to school. And my whole methodology with going to college was, how can I make the most amount of money with the least number of years of school?
Whatever.
That may sound really bad, but that was what I was thinking when I went into school. So I wanted to be an accountant. Once I actually got into college, I decided accounting was not for me. And I changed my major, and it led me to where I am today. I think we've said many times that John is a special education teacher. I don't know if we've ever mentioned what my career is. I am actually in the information technology field. I'm an IT project manager. I manage application projects. I've done everything from new builds to sustainment projects. If you don't know what that is, it's just basically keeping a system running, making minor updates or minor changes. It's just keeping a system moving like it should be. Yeah. So I'm an IT project manager. I'm pretty good at it, but it's not the most fulfilling job in the world. So that's what I ended up graduating with my degree in, is IT. And I got a job as a programmer out of college. And moved into project management from being a programmer. I was a programmer first, and then I moved into the project management field. Is it my dream job? No. Does it pay the bills? Yes. Are there a lot of people who probably would love to have my job? I don't know, maybe. If you want to be an IT project manager, good luck. I don't know. I don't know how I got to where I am, honestly.
She worked really hard.
This topic is very interesting to me because I love to ask people how they get from point A to point B. Like, I worked with a woman. I worked with a woman years ago. I honestly don't remember her name. I worked with her probably, what was it? It's probably been about 15 years ago when I worked with her. And I was in an IT shop, and she was the director of the QA department, the quality assurance department. Honey, you gotta get down. And I was talking to her the one day, and she told me that her degree was in art. She majored in art in college. And I couldn't for the life of me figure out how she got from being an art major to being the director of QA. And pretty much what she told me was she graduated with her degree in art. She really couldn't find a job, so she took a job as a secretary in the organization that I worked for. And she took a lot of training classes on her own time. And she worked her way up to the director of QA. So I was very interested. I mean, there's more to the story than that, but basically that's where it was. And I always find it very interesting, very, very interesting. Like, how does someone who drops out of high school ends up being a multimillionaire? It it's interesting to me. I love hearing people's stories of how they get from where they are to where they want to be. We've owned 2 businesses, and we've actually owned 2 businesses, John and I, and YouTube would be the third business that we run. The first business is no longer in existence. The second business is, and the third business obviously being YouTube. So we've actually, I guess, technically started 3 businesses.
Sort of.
But I am always coming up with a new idea for business or something. It drives him crazy.
Yes.
But I don't like downtime. I'm always doing something. I don't watch really TV. I don't really watch movies. I don't really, I'm always thinking of what I'm going to do next. Because I like change, which is very unusual. A lot of people don't like change. So I'm always doing something.
Yes.
And we've done a lot of weird things in our lives together. Just, our first, you want to talk about our first business? Or do you want to say that for another topic for another day?
We could say that for another day.
I think Neil's mentioned it on a
yeah.
previous video,
Yes.
but I don't think we've gone into detail on it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's something you want us to talk about, the businesses.
I've also wanted to be a writer. I still want to be a writer. But go ahead, I'm sorry I interrupted you.
That's okay. And let's be clear, she's not only wanted to be a writer, she's wanted me to also be a writer.
We wrote our own cookbook.
We did write our own cookbook. So it's just one of those things where Jessica, as a spouse, she's definitely driven, and she expects those around her to be so as well, which that causes a little bit of friction every once in a while, because
as long as everybody comes along for the ride, there's no friction.
I'm very, very, given the job that I have and some of the other challenges I've had to deal with, I'm very, very laid back. Like, sometimes one might wonder if I was actually conscious. That's how laid back I am.
No.
Anyhow.
He is very patient, though.
I am very patient. Again, I think if you're in special education, patience should be a requirement, and it's not something that you necessarily. I don't know that it's necessarily something you can learn. I think it's something that it's the gift. It's part of the gift of being a teacher.
I have very little patience.
Yes. And according to my daily intake of Snapchat news, the reason that we're together is that we are opposites in that regard. Opposites do attract. In this case, no patience attracted a patient.
A patient?
A patient.
You're a patient.
Yes, I'm a patient. Don't let the white shirt fool you. Once it used to have it used to wrap my arms like this. And
No, it didn't.
yeah. Anyhow, that's a smiley face.
All in all, I'm all over the place, really. I'm still in my 30s. I expect that I will be doing multiple different things before I actually retire. And even after I retire, I'll still probably be doing something. I'll sleep when I'm dead, right?
Yep.
Sleep when you're
And
done.
I'll be asleep while she's doing anything. Because I'm just a patient.
Why are you saying that?
It's sort of a joke.
So,
Honest to goodness.
John does come along with me for the ride. And the boys do too.
No other
Yeah.
choice.
They haven't been really involved in any of our businesses or anything, but honestly, Neil, his first job was working in a restaurant,
Yes.
Yeah.
and he loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. And with this guy here's interest in working in a restaurant, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe someday we have some sort of restaurant.
Yes.
That might be
Like
our retirement
Grillos.
job.
Like Grillos.
I don't know, maybe it'll be like a coffee shop, or I'm coming up with a couple ideas now. The problem is finding the funding to start that type of business is not easy. I had a whole idea for like a bookstore slash coffee shop, probably about a year and a half ago. Thought the whole thing out. I have a whole business plan in my head. I'd never actually put it in writing, which I have written business plans before. I got the whole thing, built out in my head in a couple of days, and it would be a lot of fun, but it would cost some serious money to start it up. So.
Price tag is high.
So, anyway, maybe if we're ever YouTube famous.
Yeah. No way. We're not doing it. That's ridiculous.
It'd be fun though.
No. Yes.
Well, all the food's gone.
Okay. It was yummy.
It was good.
So, for Omni's Eat Vegan Monday Mukbang.
If you like this video,
Oh, sorry.
if you have hit that like button down below. If you like this episode, or if you like this food, I'm sure John could whip it up again and tell us a little bit more about it in a future video. If you want to share in the conversation and put what you wanted to be when you grew up, put that down in the comments down below too. I still haven't figured out what I want to be when I grow up. I'm working a job, I've got a career, but I don't think this is what I want to be when I grow up.
No.
So I'm still trying to figure that one out. If you have any recommendations for what I should be when I grow up, put that down below.
Do you have any recommendations for a former project manager?
Anyway, if you are not yet and would like to be, hit that red subscribe button so you can see all our videos when they do come out. We post videos every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Our Monday mukbangs, our Tuesday taste tests, and our Wednesday what I ate in a days. So from Omni's Eat Vegan, thanks for watching this video, and we will
Bye.
see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.